Imagine it's 2026, and you've got two very different robot futures happening at the exact same time. On one side, you've got these hyper-realistic, female-presenting AI companions that look human enough to trigger the uncanny valley and talk well enough to keep a conversation going for days. On the other side, you've got museum-grade androids with faces that can smile, blink, and mimic expressions, like they're trying to convince you they have a soul. And the internet? The internet is calling them robot wives, like replacement level, which is wild. And also, if you follow the tech, kind of inevitable. So today, we're ranking the top 10 most advanced Chinese female robots headed into 2026. And I'm warning you right now, this list is not 10 walking Terminators. Some are full-body androids. Some are AI companion bodies with a cloud brain. Some are just a head. And somehow that's the creepiest part. Also, quick note, we're keeping this PG-13, focusing on the tech, the AI, and what's actually real, because yes, some of these live in the adult companion category. All right, top 10 ranked. And wait until you see what I put at number 1 because it's the first time the robot wife idea starts. Looking like an actual product roadmap instead of internet rage bait. Yay or nay? Let's get it. Before we start, here's how I rank these, because advanced can mean a lot of things. So I'm scoring each one on 5 things. 1. Human realism, face, skin, expressions. 2. AI intelligence, conversation, memory, personality, emotion mimic. 3rd. Embodiment, sensors, responsiveness, limited movement. 4. Availability, prototype, overseas only, not fully released, etc. 5. 2026 potential, the direction it's clearly heading. And one more important thing. When I say female robot, I'm talking female presenting, design, voice options, and how it's marketed or perceived. These are machines, not people, and replacement talk gets messy. Fast. So we're going to address that honestly. Cool? Cool. Let's count down. Number 10. DS Doll/EX Doll robotic head. The OG Uncanny Valley prototype that started the whole vibe. This one is here for one reason. It's the proof that China has been chasing human-like in this category for years. Back in the late 2000s, Doll Suite and X Doll were showing off a robotic head with silicone skin, designed to do expressions and speak, controlled by a smartphone or even a game controller depending on the setup. Now, is that 2026 advanced? Not by itself. But it's the ancestor of everything you're seeing now. Real face plus voice plus personality plus attachment. And once you understand that, you realize 2026 isn't the beginning. It's just the year the tech got cheap enough and smart enough to go mainstream. Number 9, a head form. Origin M1 robot head. Just a head, and it can blink like a human. All right, this one is pure nightmare fuel in the best way. A head form is a newer Chinese robotics company, and it showed off an ultra-lifelike head called Origin M1, designed specifically for natural human interaction. And according to reporting, the Origin M1 uses up to 25 brushless motors to create subtle facial movement, plus cameras embedded in the pupils and built-in microphones and speakers for real-time interaction. Here's why it matters for 2026, because once the head is solved, the body becomes a platform choice. Put that head on a service robot. Put that head on an android. Put that head behind a counter at a hotel. And suddenly, robots feel human becomes an interface strategy. Also, it's not commercially available yet, which is exactly why it's on this list. Number 8. X-Robots Expressive Humanoids. The museum android that's evolving into emotional tech. X-Robots, based in Dalian, is building humanoids with one obsession: facial expressions. Reuters described their focus as enhancing facial movement and emotions, tiny motors in the head, robots mimicking a person's smile or tongue movement in real time, and a push toward a multimodal foundation model that can perceive the environment and generate facial feedback. Now here's the catch. These aren't cheap. Reuters reported prices around 1.5 to 2 million yuan. So no, you're not ordering this like it's a phone. But in terms of closest to human, this is one of the most serious players, because face realism is the hardest part of the illusion. And X-Robots has talked about future applications in healthcare and education, including emotional and psychological support contexts. That's not robot wife. That's robot that understands your face. And honestly, that's bigger. Number 7, Starperry Next Gen AI Dolls. The voice plus physical reaction model China keeps hinting at. Starperry is a major China-based producer in this category, and in 2024, the CEO said they were training their own large language model and developing a next-generation doll that can interact, vocally and physically, with prototypes expected by August 2024. And the key line in that reporting? They said simple dialogue is easy, but interactive responses are the hard part. Translation: anyone can slap a chatbot into a speaker, but a system that reacts naturally to a person, timing, tone, touch sensors, movement cues, that's a whole different level. So why is this number 7? Because Starperry represents the next rung up the ladder, from talking companion to responsive embodied companion. And by 2026, you should expect that ladder to get climbed fast. Number 6, Doll Metabox Police Officer Model. Protective vibe plus AI personality tuning equals surprisingly sticky companionship. Now we enter the heavyweight of this list. Doll's Metabox series is where the $2,000 robot hype really came from. China Daily reported that after testing overseas, Doll released an initial batch of 200 units in North America, Japan, and Europe, and they sold out at about $1,600 to $2,000, with high-end models around $3,000. And the Metabox series includes 6 female models designed as professions: secretary, doctor, nurse, teacher, police officer, business person. So why do I rank the police officer concept model at number 6? Because in the replacement partner fantasy that the internet keeps screaming about, there are 2 emotional hooks, 1 predictability, 2nd security. And Metabox leans hard into the idea of emotional reliability. China Daily literally quotes the pitch in plain language: they won't argue, they don't require food, and they're predictable. Is that a healthy way to talk about relationships? Debatable. Is it effective marketing? Absolutely. Number 5, Doll Metabox Business Person Model. The status companion future. Personality plus memory plus long conversations. Let's talk about what Metabox actually does, because this is where it gets advanced. China Daily reported users can choose 8 personalities and voices. It supports conversations in English, German, Japanese, Korean, French, and Spanish. It has 32 wireless sensors. It can engage in multi-day conversations. And users may need a subscription starting at $100 for the first year to access the full AI interactive functions. So the robot isn't just the body, it's the ecosystem. And SCMP reported WMDOLL connects its Metabox series to cloud computing services, and that it uses open-source LLMs, including Meta's Llama models. That's why the business person archetype ranks higher. Because it's the clearest signal that this isn't only about appearance. It's about building a character you interact with over time, like a subscription companion. How do you like them apples? Number 4, Doll Metabox Doctor Model. The comfort angle. Powerful, and also kind of scary. This is where things get emotionally complicated. Metabox is explicitly marketed around emotional interaction, not just basic responses. China Daily quotes Doll's founder saying AI gives these products emotional value. So if you build a doctor archetype on top of that, you're basically creating a machine that's designed to feel supportive. Now, quick disclaimer. This is not medical care. This is not therapy. This is not a substitute for real help. But in terms of why it ranks high for 2026, because the most human robots aren't the ones that walk. They're the ones that can sit with you at 2 a.m. and respond in a way that feels like comfort. And when that becomes a product feature, that's when this category explodes. Number 3, Doll Metabox Teacher Model. The sleeper hit, a wife replacement that becomes a language partner. This one is underrated, because if the teacher model is paired with the right personality, it's not just companion, it's daily interaction. And remember, Metabox supports multiple languages, including Japanese and Korean. Right, out of the gate. So the teacher concept becomes the easiest one to justify socially. I'm practicing a language. I'm learning. I'm doing conversation training. And that's how adoption happens, not through the edgy headline, through the normal use case. And here's the retention reset. If number 3 is already this advanced at a few $1,000s, what do you think number 1 looks like when they start adding emotional facial expressions? Yeah, we're going there. Number 2, Doll Metabox Nurse model. The first caregiving-adjacent companion people will actually buy. The nurse model ranks number 2 because it sits at the intersection of 3 huge forces. 1, aging populations. 2, loneliness. 3rd, embodied AI getting cheaper. Metabox already includes tactile response and multi-day conversation capability, according to China Daily. So even if you strip away the wife replacement framing, a responsive, always available companion is something a lot of people will want, especially in places where elder care is expensive and families are stretched thin. Now, I'm not saying a robot should replace a human caregiver. I'm saying the market will push in that direction, because it always does. And when people see a nurse companion model, their brain makes the leap. If it can talk and respond and remember, why can't it help? That's 2026. Number 1. Doll Metabox plus emotional face, partnership trajectory. The moment a robot wife stops being a meme and becomes a roadmap. All right, here's why this is number 1. China Daily reported Doll partnered with a Shenzhen AI humanoid robot provider called Mind with Heart Robotics to produce dolls that have emotional facial expressions and physiological data linkages. That line is everything. Because right now, a lot of AI companion products live in this space. Body realism, voice conversation, sensor response, cloud brain. But what's missing? The face that reacts. The micro-expressions that make your brain go, oh, she's listening. Once that piece is solved at scale, the robot wife marketing stops being clickbait and starts being an actual product direction. And that's why this is the number 1 ranked 2026 entry. Not because it's the most available today, but because it's the clearest sign of where this category is going next. And it's going there fast. So what did we learn? China's female robot landscape is splitting into 2 worlds. AI companion bodies that are becoming smarter, more responsive, and more personalized. Hyper-realistic android heads and expressive humanoids that are pushing human-like interaction to the edge of uncomfortable. And the real 2026 story isn't robots can walk now. It's this. Robots can simulate relationship signals now. Voice, memory, emotion mimicry, responsiveness. That's the part that changes people. Now I want your honest take. Is this the future of companionship? Or the future of people giving up on real relationships? And which one on this list freaked you out the most? Number 9, the blinking head? Or number 1, the emotional face roadmap? Drop it in the comments. There's more, but we're out of time. So like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell, because 2026 is about to be the year this gets way more mainstream and way more controversial. See you in the next one.